Our next presenter is, who is it? Mark Douglas Powell. He is a nonprofit director with the Roanoke Community Garden Association and lives in Roanoke, Virginia. So without further ado, let's make welcome Mark.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'm glad to be here and be a part of Pecha Kucha tonight. I'm Mark Powell, the director of the Roanoke Community Garden Association, a nonprofit operating since 2008. And I also drive a taxi several nights a week while directing this group and watching it flourish. So I'm looking forward to coming back to Pecha Kucha at some point with maybe a story on true life taxi stories. This is my wife Silva and I on our wedding day in 2005. We were living in Europe, and this is Cork, Ireland. We came back to the United States in 2008, and due to some good gardening influences that we had from our parents and grandparents, and the fact that we had heard about community gardens, we decided to explore the idea of using common spaces, learning from others, and growing food and building community. So here's our mission statement. We have helped foster 3 community gardens with plans for several more in the works right now. We just finished a school garden at a local elementary school, and at community gardens where 300 gardeners are registered. They register for their plots, grow organic crops of their own choosing, and volunteer to maintain the sites. So here's a little before and after. This is 2009 at the 14th Street Community Garden. A generous landowner gave us this land for $1 a year. All he asked is that we mow the grass and give him a few tomatoes every year. This is the Campbell Avenue Garden. Another before and after. This is 2012, just a few months ago. Grant funding from Freedom First Credit Union. There are 24 beds, a flower and herb garden. This was installed in 2 days by 30 gardeners and volunteers, and we've transformed this unused spot into a productive and beautiful green space. This is probably the most dramatic before and after. This is the Hurt Park Garden starting in 2011, using HUD funding and funding from the Foundation for Roanoke Valley. There are 36 garden beds, rainwater harvesting from that pavilion. There's composting, fruit trees. It's adorned with murals, elevated beds, fruit trees, and we're installing a greenhouse in a few weeks. Just a few weeks ago, with partnership with Carillion and Roanoke City Public Schools, we installed the Hurt Park Elementary School Garden. It's a grant that's focused on obesity reduction and prevention, and the grant will expand access to local markets and provide more education to school children. So here's what it's all about. The bottom line is food, and these are just some of the things we've been growing. That's 30 or 40 pounds of potatoes that came from my backyard, and Deborah up top there is bringing in the harvest from the Hurt Park Garden, and these are some of the kids. We were growing potatoes in a barrel, and they were showing off some of the things they grew. So we probably have a few gardeners here. Top left, what is that? Anybody? Yeah? Top right? I think it's a cabbage. How about the bottom? Everybody knows that one? All right, and this is something that I saw for the first time this year, bottom left. Yes, the woman from Honduras says tomatilla. Yeah, so here we are. We work with a number of refugees and immigrants. A third of our gardeners are from 5 continents and about 20 countries around the world. This is Rashid at the bottom. Rashid was a refugee who left Afghanistan at the age of 9, spent years in a refugee camp in Pakistan, and arrived in Roanoke with his mother, 2 brothers and sister. He lives in a habitat house next to the garden. That fellow on the left is Zachary. Zachary's from Burundi. He's had quite a journey. He left a genocide in 1972, fled to Zaire from Burundi, moved to Rwanda, and again fled genocide in 1994, went to Tanzania. He arrived just last year to the United States and gardens with us. He's a great gardener and one of the happiest people I know. These 2 are John Williams and my grandmother, Lillian Buckner. John coordinates the garden at 14th Street, and my grandmother helped found the group and has given me enormous education in gardening. But I mentioned them because we were trying to provide access to people of all ages and people with mobility impairments as well. We're teaching children with the help of the Virginia Cooperative Extension, West End Center, Boys and Girls Club, TAP Head Start, Family Services, and Father's First Mentoring Program. You've probably heard that about half the children born today may end up with type 2 diabetes, but by we're helping to change the current food culture, and hopefully kids can lead healthier and more productive lives. So this is another snapshot of some of the educational efforts at RCGA. The children have a hand in building the gardens, choosing the crops that they grow, and through their efforts and creative energy, the gardens are evolving and expanding. Our strength has been in our partnerships. We've worked with the VCE and Master Gardeners with education. Virginia Tech has helped us with research and design. We've partnered with Reach Roanoke, Youth Leadership Program, top left there. Working with local foundations, numerous neighborhood groups, partners with local youth, and generous local businesses, and hundreds of people that have just walked up and helped us over time. It's just been amazing through installing these gardens and just watching them as they've grown over the years. They just become better and better. They're perpetual food machines. So why do we do this? What are the benefits? A few that I've seen, we definitely are preserving green space in the region. We're making way for intergenerational and cross-cultural connections, reducing crime, beautifying neighborhoods, reducing family food budgets, providing opportunities for exercise and therapy, and they're a catalyst for neighborhood development. So what's in the future? Right now we're expanding our network of gardens. We'd like to have gardens throughout the region where anyone who would like to garden can walk to a community garden. We're working on a plan for urban orchards. We already have several spaces available, working on funding. Next year, beekeeping at the 14th Street Garden, and more opportunities for urban farms, greenhouse operations, and the like. So how do we get where we're going? It's a lot of digging and planting and a lot of fun, but we're running an organization as well. Day to day, I work on grant writing, going out in the public and raising awareness about what we're doing, maintaining our board, and definitely just moving forward with things we need to do. Thought I'd leave you with a community garden plot that was particularly gorgeous a couple years ago. This one combines flowers and herbs and vegetables and fruit. And if you'd like to reach us, definitely reach out to our website. And thank you for coming out tonight.